All right, let's dive right into this explainer and construct a step-by-step architectural blueprint for building billionaire-level wealth. Now, I know exactly what you might be thinking. Billionaire wealth? Sounds like an impossible dream for the average person, right? Most of us are feeling the squeeze, trapped in that exhausting cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, totally feeling like the financial deck is permanently stacked against us. But the sources we're looking at today suggest something radically different. They propose that achieving this level of abundance isn't about winning the lottery, and it's definitely not just about working yourself to the bone. Instead, it's all about smart work, leveraging systems, and literally architecting your wealth from the ground up. So here's our blueprint for today. We're going to cover the Billionaire Mindset Foundation, high income skills and AI, smart work and leverage, building your business engine, mastering money and investing, and finally, we'll lock in the 10-year action plan. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the Billionaire Mindset Foundation, pouring the concrete. Because before we can build the towering financial skyscraper, we have to pour that concrete, which means completely rewiring how we think. You simply can't build an empire on a weak psychological foundation. The bedrock of wealth creation is developing resilience and making decisions based on long-term value. Let's be real. The average person usually gets caught up in short-term gratification, right? The quick win, the immediate paycheck, that flashy new purchase. Imagine you suddenly get an unexpected $5,000 bonus. The short-term mindset immediately pictures a luxury vacation or a massive new TV. But the billionaire mindset, it operates on a totally different time horizon. They take that exact same $5,000 and invest it into a high-level coding course, or use it as seed money for a side hustle. They embrace discipline and intense focus because they know true wealth is never an overnight accident. It's the result of thousands of smart, long-term decisions compounding over time. Moving right along, we enter Section 2, High Income Skills and AI, Framing the Structure. With our mindset foundation set, we need to gather our high-grade building materials, which means quickly mastering the most valuable tools in the modern digital era. We're talking about essential high-income skills like sales, marketing, coding, AI, leadership, communication, and negotiation. But here's the real kicker. These aren't just isolated abilities. Stacking these skills is what allows you to spot billion-dollar opportunities before anyone else even notices them. Sure, knowing how to code is great, but think about the compounding effect. When you combine coding with AI, you build software incredibly fast. Layer on elite sales and marketing tactics, and now you can actually convince people to buy it. Top it all off with leadership and negotiation, and you've got the ability to build a world-class team and scale a massive company. That is a truly lethal combination. Mastering this specific stack essentially lets you see the matrix of the market. You stop seeing mere inconveniences and start seeing massive problems that desperately need solving, fully equipped with the exact toolkit to fix them. Which brings us to Section 3, Smart Work and Leverage, Installing the Elevators. We need elevators in our financial skyscraper so we can scale rapidly. You really can't take the stairs if you want to reach the penthouse in this lifetime. So I want you to ask yourself a pretty provocative question. Is hard work actually the enemy of wealth? Take a second to really think about that. We've all been taught that putting our nose to the grindstone and working 80-hour weeks is the ultimate noble path to success. We picture the entrepreneur sleeping under their desk, totally exhausted. But what if that's exactly what's keeping you stuck? Because simply grinding away until you're completely burnt out limits your vision. It keeps your head down exactly when you desperately need to be looking up to spot massive opportunities. We really need to embrace a massive paradigm shift here. Average people are stuck on a hamster wheel, trading their finite time for money. And if you're trading your hours for a paycheck, you are fundamentally capped by the 24 hours in a day. Even if you somehow charge $1,000 an hour, you're eventually going to hit a ceiling. But smart work shatters that ceiling entirely. It relies on automation, systems, and technology to totally decouple your time from your earning potential. Instead of doing the manual labor yourself, you build the systems that do the work for you. This brings us to leverage. Leverage is the absolute secret weapon of the ultra-wealthy. It allows a single person to achieve dramatically more results with way less effort by utilizing technology, AI, automation, and systems. The ancient Greek mathematician Archimedes famously said, "Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world." That is exactly what modern leverage is. With today's AI and software automation, a solitary entrepreneur can write code, launch complex marketing campaigns, and manage customer service bots all at the exact same time. Leverage means applying a tiny amount of effort to move a massive obstacle. It's about stepping back and working on the machine itself, rather than exhausting yourself as just another disposable cog inside of it. Now, welcome to Section 4, Building Your Business Engine, Constructing the Floors. This is where theory meets reality. We can actually start transforming those high-income skills and leverage systems into a tangible revenue-generating business. Let's walk through building a company step by step, taking you from a raw idea to a fully validated, scaling enterprise. First, you start with step 1, identifying a deep market problem. Let's say you realize local gyms struggle to retain their members. Boom, that's your idea. But you don't just go out and build an expensive software right away. No, you move to step 2 and test the market. Maybe you pre-sell a basic stripped-down solution to 3 gym owners just to validate the demand. Once validated, you hit step 3, where you refine and finalize your actual product. Then step 4 kicks in. You use your high-income marketing skills for customer acquisition to bring on 50 more gyms. Finally, step 5 is pure leverage. You scale the business using automation and AI support systems, so it grows exponentially without requiring exponentially more of your personal time.
With the engine running smoothly, we reach section 5, mastering money and investing, designing the penthouse.
Once your business is generating serious capital, your focus has to shift entirely to saving, avoiding common financial pitfalls, and compounding your wealth over decades. Because making money is only half the battle. Keeping it and multiplying it is what actually secures your legacy. Billionaires use highly specific asset allocation strategies to protect and multiply their money across different sectors. They definitely don't just leave their cash sitting in a savings account to be eaten alive by inflation. They deploy it strategically. We're talking 30% into the stock market for liquid growth, 30% into real estate for physical cash-flowing assets, 20% into high-growth startups, and another 20% into emerging digital assets. This specific balance is brilliant because it protects against market volatility. If the stock market takes a hit, well, the real estate provides steady, tangible cash flow. If the startups fail, the digital assets or equities might be surging. It's a diversified approach that beautifully manages risk while maximizing the incredible power of long-term compounding. But to manage all these investments and businesses without burning out, you absolutely must lock in your productivity systems and build powerful networks with strategic partners. Wealth is almost never built in a vacuum, guys. You need mentors who have already built their own skyscrapers to guide you, and you need a strong personal brand to attract high-level opportunities. But perhaps most importantly, you need ruthless daily routines. Billionaires obsess over time management because time is literally the one asset they can never buy more of. Eliminating distractions isn't just some quirky productivity hack for them. It is a strict financial imperative. Many utilize frameworks like the Eisenhower Matrix, aggressively sorting tasks by urgency and importance, and immediately delegating or entirely deleting anything that doesn't push the needle forward. Finally, we arrive at section 6, the 10-year action plan, moving in. It's time to step into our completed skyscraper by laying out a practical, realistic roadmap to track your progress. After all, a blueprint is completely useless if you don't have a strict schedule for construction, right? By setting strict monthly goals and daily habits, an ordinary person can systematically build their way to extraordinary wealth over a decade. In year 1, your sole focus is locking in those daily habits and mastering high-income skills like AI and sales. Don't even worry about the millions yet. By year 3, you're actively validating your market problem and building out that business engine. Year 5 is all about aggressive scaling and system optimization, turning on that powerful leverage. And if you stick to this rigorous architecture, by year 10, you are operating at the level of billionaire compounding wealth. You just have to remain patient. Remember the old saying, most people dramatically overestimate what they can do in a single year, but they drastically underestimate what they can achieve in a decade. So let me leave you with this. True wealth is not just built, it is architected through ethical innovation, relentless leverage, and the mastery of time. As you look at your own roadmap today, ask yourself, are you just working hard, trading your precious time for diminishing returns, or are you ready to finally master these high-income skills, implement relentless leverage, and truly architect your own abundance? The blueprint is right here in front of you. The only question left is, when do you break ground?